All right, good morning. Let's go ahead and get straight to it. Coming right up on 2 o'clock in the morning. It's the opening bell of the London Stock Exchange. Hopefully we get some action to start the night. So it's going to happen in about 10 minutes or so. Bitcoin is down a little under 300 points for the day. You can see it had quite a journey today. Down about 5,000 points since just before noon yesterday. All right, here we go. It's going to take about 3 minutes for TradingView to get through all the assets that we do trade. So around 2:03 in the morning, it's when we'll know if we're going to get anything for the 2 o'clock ticker. We do also trade futures. Futures trade on a 10-minute time delay from the rest of the trading markets. So the way this is going to work is every 15 minutes, TradingView will go through and look at all the assets, except for futures, to determine whether or not we have opportunities to enter the market on a buy or sell basis. We'll evaluate each one of those trades to see if we're going to enter or not, and call out the parameters for the trades that we do take, buy or sell. Then 10 minutes after that 15-minute time frame, TradingView will go and review all the futures that we do trade and then make that same determination. So about twice every 15 minutes, they'll be going through and giving us trades. Now, if nothing happened during that 15-minute time frame, we'll just wait, which is just fine. We're paid to wait. That's the name of the game. We don't want to enter the market blind. We do want to enter with proper trade management and with proper portfolio management, i.e. risk. Trade management, and i.e. we want to enter knowing which direction of the trade we're going to go in, whether or not it's a buy or a sell. The way that we determine that is by looking at the exponential moving averages. These are the colored lines that are on the chart. Right now, we're looking at the 15-minute time frame on Bitcoin. If you look closely, you see an aqua, a gray, and a blue line. The aqua line is the 50 exponential moving average. The gray line is the 200 exponential moving average. The blue line is the 800 exponential moving average. If you're looking at any chart or any time frame, if the blue line's on the top, the gray line's in the middle, and the aqua line's on the bottom, BGA, blue, gray, aqua, that means you're in a downtrend on that asset on that time frame. Conversely, if the aqua was on the top, the gray was in the middle, and the blue was on the bottom, AGB, aqua, gray, blue, that means you would be in an uptrend. There's also one other trick. You see the yellow and the red line here. If the red line, the 13 exponential moving average, is over the yellow line, the 5 exponential moving average, that means that the sellers have control of that market on that time frame. So looking at Bitcoin, we see that we're in a downtrend and the sellers have control of the market on the 15-minute time frame. You look at price action and we're down for the day. Conversely, if the yellow line was over the red line, the 5 exponential moving average over the 13 exponential moving average, that means that the buyers would have control of the market on that time frame. So it's just a very quick way of doing kind of a macro analysis of price action to determine what the trade is actually doing. And it helps when we're analyzing how to get in and out of trades. And it works the same way on any asset, on any time frame. So you can trade in multiple markets. So it's now almost 2:04, which means we don't getting any trades to open the trading session for tonight. Next opportunity to get into the rest of the market, excluding futures, will be at 2:15 a.m. Central Standard Time, the quarter of the hour. Futures trades will be up in less than 6 minutes. We'll see if we get anything out of that market. I did take a brief look at news. I did not see anything pressing on Forex Factory. Bunch of news on Great British Pound, including one major news item that doesn't seem to have had much of an effect at all. So I'm going to go to Yahoo Finance and see if we find anything interesting here. Okay, so very small futures gains on the Dow Jones Industrial Average, that's the US 30, the S&P 500, and the NASDAQ. We also have futures on gold positive for the day. We've had record losses in gold from an all-time high the last 2 days. I'm not so sure that really means anything. The futures are up for the day. People tend to have FOMO, and people are fleeing gold, silver, platinum, and palladium, and copper, and moving their money into other things. All right. Flat for the day on the UK 100, positive on the German 30. Negative on the Japanese Nikkei 225, the Hong Kong 50, and the Asian 200. Mixed on cryptocurrency, positive on Bitcoin, negative on Ripple and Ethereum and Solana. It doesn't look like we have anything more interesting on the news front. That being said, it may end up being a quiet morning for us. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Sorry about that. On my side, it said that I had lost my audio, but apparently I have not. Okay, we do have a breakout of Bitcoin to the bottom of the Asian range for the day. It looks like it's on the way for setting a low for the day ahead of the New York session, and we are not done dropping yet. So let's go up in time frame and see where this might go. We've got a buy order block at 106.7, so it might drop another 900 points. Then start wavering here. This is the reason for the drop. We had a major sell order block at 113, which was the high of the day, and it reacted pretty strongly off of that, right at the 50% mark. So we may get some pretty tight action for the day, unless for some reason Bitcoin breaks through this support and then falls below 102. I don't really see any reason why that might happen. And that same buy order block exists on the daily as well. So there's a lot of support to keep price action right where it is. And as you can see, it's on multiple time frames that way. Let's take a look at commodities. We do have a small gain on gold. This is after 2 successive horrible days, including probably the worst fall in gold, I believe, in 12 years. It's down hundreds of points yesterday. You look at the chart, you can just kind of see. You go to the daily, and it's messy. That's a nasty drop. That is a really huge jump on UK 100. We might end up getting a sell opportunity on this to come back into the Asian range somewhere around 94.50-ish. Yeah, that's the only one I can see might be a candidate for this evening. would be UK 100, and maybe, just maybe, nope, just UK 100. Possibly a buy on Euro 50, but we'll see here. We need to cross those EMAs. Most of the futures are up for the day. No major moves in equity, with the exception of Adidas being down almost 4%, which is unusual. At any rate, we're coming up on about 1 minute left at 2:15. We'll see if we get any other opportunities to enter the market at that point. C15, looks like we have a buy opportunity on United States dollar, Japanese yen. Let's take a look. And we have aqua on the top, gray in the middle, blue on the bottom. That is a buy. We'll wait for it to mark off what the buy entry is going to look like. But it looks like we're going to be targeting about 152.577. Parameters for this. Got another one as well. Come back to that here in a second. USD JPY, that's a 15-minute confirmation market execution buy for a 3.52 risk to reward ratio. Entry price is going to be 151.792. Stop loss. It's going to be 151.617. That's for 22 pips. And take profit is 152.577. It's going to be for 79 pips. And here's your first call of the night. United States dollar versus Japanese yen. 15-minute confirmation. Market execution buy. Entry price is 151.792. Stop loss is 151.617 for 22 pips. Take profit is 152.577 for 79 pips. And a risk to reward ratio of 3.52. Looks like we got an update in the United States dollar to Israeli shekels. Hit our original stop loss. So we'll keep watching this bad boy for now. It is already in profit. All right, next time frame to enter the actual market will be at 2:30 in the morning, the half of the hour. It's a little over 10 minutes from now. To get futures calls in about 6 minutes. Coming up on 2 minutes to the half of the hour, 2:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. All right, since we got a take profit on XRP, let's take a look at that first. I don't even remember having a trade on XRP. Never mind, look at it later. All right, we've got a long entry on Aussie 200. Going to be targeting 91.59. Just going to be a 4.78 risk to reward ratio. Entry price is at 90.30. Stop loss is at 9,003. 27 pips. And take profits at 91.59. 129 pips. And 720. 4.79. Here's your next call of the night. Good morning, Parla. It's going to be the Australian 200 15-minute confirmation market. Oops, I got that wrong, don't I? I wrote it down as a sell, and it's actually a buy. I'm tripping. Well, let me go back and fix this real quick. There we go. So Australian 200 15-minute confirmation market execution buy. Entry price is 9030. Stop loss is 9003 for 27 pips. The take profit is 9159 for 129 pips. And a risk reward ratio of 4.78. It's the Australian 200. It is an indice. Looks like that's all we're getting for this time. So next opportunities to enter the market will be at 9:45 a.m. Central Standard Time. We also have possible futures calls in about 6 minutes. We got a take profit on Zycoin. Looks at Yippers. For 19 pips. All right. Coming up on a minute and a half left for 2:45. See if we get anything else in the market. So another take profit smashed on XAI versus Tether. 2:45 in the morning. It's going to take about another 10 minutes for TradingView to review any assets that we have for trade to see if we have opportunities to enter the market on a buy or sell basis. If we get nothing for 2:45, our next ticker to get in is 3 a.m. in the morning. That's the 4-hour candle for the entire crypto market. All right, so no new signals for 2:45 a.m. Get new futures calls in about 7 minutes, possibly. We are waiting on the 3 o'clock time frame. Did anticipate it would be a little bit of a quiet night, mostly because there's no major news on the US dollar. I think we're now stretching beyond 20 days for the shutdown of the US federal government on the fight between Democrats and Republicans concerning the possibility of adding healthcare subsidies. to the continuing resolution to fund the government through November the 20th. And for all intents and purposes, I don't think this is going to end until after Thanksgiving. Right? It's kind of intractable. Now, because of that, there's a 1 to 3 week delay on the release of reports coming out of the U.S. federal government, which means that we have the U.S. Federal Reserve flying blind and using other data points to determine whether or not they're going to raise interest rates or keep them staying put. And this has added a certain uncertainty in the market that's wreaked havoc on everything. So we've seen in the last 2 weeks an announcement from President Trump on an additional 100% of additional tariffs on top of the 145% already on the People's Republic of China, which tanked the price of Bitcoin from an all-time high of 126, 199 and change all the way down to 102,000 even. Recovered up to 116,000 and then tanked again. We got uncertainty in the equities markets. We did have a short-term rally. Ever since then, things have been kind of rising and dumping over and over and over again. Fearing a further dump on Bitcoin whales took all their money and dumped it into precious metals, which drove gold and silver to all-time highs. And then the last 2 days, you had the worst losses back to back in precious metals in the last 12 years. It's not clear what people are doing with their cash other than trying to shove it into any available asset to preserve their capital or make a little penny and then sell it off. And it's happening everywhere. All right, coming up on 10 minutes to the top of the hour, 3 a.m. Central Standard Time. Again, that is the 4-hour candle for the entire crypto market. All right, looks like we got a sell on silver. Sure. Oh, we got multiple calls. Okay. We definitely have a sell on silver. Gonna take that to 46.82213. It's a 2.19 risk to reward ratio. Entry price is at 81039. Stop loss 49.71199. Yep. 46.82213. So 1982. All right, here's the next call of the night. It's going to be silver versus the United States dollar. 15-minute confirmation. Market execution sell. Entry price is 48.18039. Stop loss is 49.71990 for 9,095 pips. Take profit is 46.82213 for 19,882 pips, and a 2.19 risk to reward ratio. So it's calling a long on striker versus tether, but we have blue, gray, aqua. That's a downtrend. We will not be taking this trade. We have a buy on soft versus tether. That's a long. We have aqua, gray, blue. We will be taking that trade. And looks like we're going to be targeting 0.3158. .29 risk to reward ratio. Entry price at 24.40. Stop loss is at 23.52. It's 488 pips. Take profits at 31.58. That's for 618 pips. Right, the next call of the night. Soft versus tether. 15-minute confirmation. Market execution buy. Entry price is 0.02540. Stop loss is 0.02352 for 188 pips. Take profit is 0.03158 for 618 pips. And a risk to reward ratio of 3.29. All right, we've got LA versus Tether. Taking that. So long from current price. Targeting 49.11. It's going to be a 4.26 risk to reward ratio. Entry price is 42.25. Stop loss is 40.64. 11. This is a 30-minute confirmation. All right, next call of the night, LA USDT. 30-minute confirmation, market execution buy. Entry price is 0.4225. Stop loss is 0.4064 for 161 pips. Take profit is 0.4911 for 686 pips. Risk reward ratio of 4.26. So just as a review, we've got a buy on US dollar versus Japanese yen. We have a buy on Australian 200. We have take profit smash on XAI versus Tether. We have a sell on silver versus US dollar, a buy on soft versus Tether, and a buy on LA versus Tether. (3:09 a.m. Central Standard Time. Our next opportunity in the market, just over 5 minutes at 3:15 a.m. Central Standard Time. Jesus. All right, it's now 3:15 in the morning. No new calls just yet. Still waiting. Should know whether or not we get something in about a minute and a half. If we don't get anything for the 3:15 time frame, the next opportunity in the market will be at 3:30 a.m., the middle of the hour. It appears I was right earlier with Bitcoin basically being stuck in price near the bottom of the Asian range. You turn on the order blocks, you can see keeps bouncing between buy and sell order blocks. And if you go up in time frame, you see it on every time frame. So price is definitely stuck. Here's the daily, the 4 hour, the 2 hour, the 1 hour, the 30 minute, and the 15 minute. Meanwhile, precious metals are tanking again, which is great because we just called a sell on silver, which should be nicely into profit now, and it is. We're targeting 46.82213. Very, very, very nice entry. A little bit of retracement. What else we got? It is 6 minutes left to 30. That's not going to hold. That's going to fall. There's about 3 minutes left to 3:30 in the morning, the half of the hour. Striking our last call, a buy on LA versus Tether for 686 pips, already in profit. We also have a sell on silver that we called about 15 minutes ago, also significantly in profit. So not a bad evening at all. Hmm. All right, it's now 3:30 in the morning. Let's see what we end up getting. We've got a sell on Australian dollar to Canadian dollar right off the bat. Let's take a look. All right, blue, gray, aqua. That is a downtrend. Sellers in control of the market. So we're selling to 907.08. It's going to be a short. Okay, entry price at 909.8. Stop loss at 9106. 8 pips. Take profit at 907.08. 27 pips. All right, your next call of the night. It's going to be a sell on Australian dollar versus Canadian dollar. 15-minute confirmation, market execution sell. Your entry price is 0.90980. Your stop loss is 0.9160 for 8 pips. Your take profit is 0.90708 for 27 pips and a risk to reward ratio of 3.40. All right, the next time frame to enter the market will be at 3:45 a.m. Central Standard Time. It's a little over 11 minutes from now. About 4 minutes left to the quarter of the hour, 3:45 a.m. Central Standard Time. Had a fairly robust evening for a slow trading session. We have a buy on US dollar versus Japanese yen. We have a buy on Australian 200. A take profit smashed on XAI versus Tether. We have a sell on silver versus United States dollar. A buy on SOF versus US versus Tether. A buy on LA versus Tether. And a sell on Australian dollar versus Canadian dollar. It's not 3:45 in the morning. No missed signals just yet. Don't get anything for 3:45 or last tickers at 4 a.m. Central Standard Time. That's the 4-hour candle for most of the market, with the exception of cryptocurrency. I'm your host, the Pit Messiah, for the Quiet Storm live trading session for London for October the 22nd, 2025. The Quiet Storm is held every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 2 a.m. Central Standard Time to 4 a.m. Central Standard Time for London, and then from 7:30 a.m. Central Standard Time to 10 a.m. Central Standard Time for New York. If you haven't already done so, we would appreciate it if you would subscribe to the channel, like the video, and turn on those notifications to keep abreast of when I do go live in the market. All right, we got MHG1. MHG1, that is a future. We got here. We have HG1 as well. And we're not taking either one of these. Okay. Wow, time flies. About 2.5 minutes left to go till 4 a.m. in the morning. Peter, the reason we took silver versus US dollar is because it's BGA. So it calls silver versus US dollar in the 15-minute. Blue on the top, gray in the middle, aqua on the bottom. There's significant space between the 250 EMA, which means it's a very strong downtrend. You take the trade. Real simple. Now, it also helps that we know that there's been negative sentiment on precious metals for 2 days before today's session. We had a record fall in both gold and silver, the highest in 12 years yesterday. So even though there was very weak positive futures on precious metals going into today's trading session, pretty much have a good feeling that trend was going to continue. People are selling out of precious metals at all-time highs and implying that money either into liquid cash or into other assets. And that's what's happening right now. Gold certainly wasn't worth $4,300 per troy ounce. Silver certainly wasn't worth almost $60 per troy ounce. So people start to sell. And no longer the government shutdown for the US government goes on, the more of this kind of wild movement of money you're going to see. People are scared and they're moving their money from place to place in the hopes of catching a lick. making a profit. Now, that being said, it is now 4 a.m. Central Standard Time. It's going to take about 3 minutes for TradingView to go through all our assets to see if we get any opportunities for this time. If we do not, we'll go ahead and close the live and come back for 7:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. It's 3.5 hours from now for the pre-market trading for the New York Stock Exchange. And then at 8:30 Central Standard Time is the opening bell of the New York Stock Exchange. The London Stock Exchange will close at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. So I reckon just based off of what I'm saying, we're probably going to get a few more take profits from our book of business today. And we've had 6 or 7 in the last 24 hours. So it's been helpful. By the way, we did hit take profit on both the Australian 200 and the Japanese Nikkei 225. Those are indices. Congratulations to those that hit those, particularly for Japanese Nikkei. It was for a little over 184,000 pips. Massive trade. Great win. And it only took 2 days. If you played your cards right, that should have made your month. And it does not appear like we're getting anything new. So bid you guys adieu. If you're coming back for London, I'll be back for 2 a.m. Central Standard Time tomorrow morning for London. For those of you that are joining me from New York, I'll see you in 3.5 hours at 7:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Cheers.